Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to my corner of the world. We are here for some more absolute Wonder Woman. We are checking out issue number 4. Wonder Woman gets a massive sword. This is going to be very interesting. I can see here from this still that it is a pretty big sword. I don't know if this is the sword that she gets or if it's one that's even more massive, but I I'm ready to find out. So let's do this. Link to the original video will be in the description if you want to check it out on your own. Let's run this up.
Ellie Thompson with issue number 4. I hope you enjoy. Gateway City now. Etta and Gia Candy watch the news of the attack on the TV. They watch as Diana stands before the camera, asking that everyone help their neighbors as the spell of deafness falls over the city. Etta holds up a sign for her sister, explaining that she is going out to help. She reaches for the door to their shop and opens it, but both sisters are shocked to find Diana and Steve Trevor standing before them. "Hey Etta, can we come in?" Steve asks. But Gia suddenly begins to freak out. "Oh God, I can hear you! Am I going to hear the death sound?" Gia shouts as she quickly covers her ears in a panic. But Diana smiles and motions for her to remain calm. "You're okay. I've done a protective spell around this building so that we can communicate safely." Steve introduces Diana to the pair, explaining that she and her mother were the ones who protected him while on the Wild Isle in Hell. Etta and Gia stare at the Amazon in shock. This is a lot to process.
Yeah, it's a
I'm guessing
lot.
there's no time for that. "Why are you here?" Etta asks. Steve nods and smiles, explaining that Diana needed help of the witches. Stepping forward, Diana puts an arm around Gia and motions to her shop. "Fear not, Gia. I come seeking only ingredients, no more. I had to use the last of some things for the spell to deafen the city," Diana tells her. She flexes the prosthetic that has replaced her magical right arm, explaining that while the arm was forged in fire by Hephaestus himself and is a powerful weapon, she will need her magical second arm to defeat the Tetracide. Gia nods at the warrior. "Arms are good to have," she says softly. Diana begins to list off the ingredients that she requires, and Gia moves quickly around the shop, gathering the most rare items from a safe. Diana smiles at her. "Gia, thank you. You are quite the witch," she says as the final items are laid on the counter. Diana looks around the room, questioning whether the girls have somewhere else that she can cast the spell, because there will be quite a lot of blood, Diana notes.
Quite a lot
A short
of blood.
time later, Diana is in the back room of the shop. Her upper body was covered in the blood that Steve, Gia, and Etta donated. The trio watch
Golly.
wide-eyed as Diana begins to mutter her spell inside a circle of power. Blood-red light begins to fill the room, and energy suddenly slams into Diana's chest. Long ago, on the Wild Isle in Hell, Cersei rushed outside from her cave home. She falls to her knees and tries to catch her breath. "So the visions have started then," a voice calls to her. Cersei looks up, but keeps her eyes shut tight. "You did this?" she demands. There's a long pause. "Yes, my most devoted disciple," the voice finally answers. Cersei asks why. Why would the voice do this to her? Why would she allow her devoted disciple to be imprisoned on this island and bring her a child that wasn't her own? "There is a great and powerful game afoot, Cersei. A new path has been set," the voice says, explaining that she foresaw that Cersei would love and care for the child, and that the child's love would in turn change Cersei. "I could see that only one such as you could raise the hero that we would need. I see that you will, in time, defy even me to protect her."
It is kind of crazy how this voice, whoever it is just like toying with Cersei like this. Because it's like, imagine being in Cersei's position where you have this seemingly all powerful or all knowing being just messing with you simply because they can. That's the vibe that I'm getting from this. And it's like, stop like stop saying, like making things sound like it's all destiny or whatever. This is just you. Like you are the one who is purposefully putting me through these obstacles. You are the one purposefully like doing these things. This is not fate. This is not destiny. This is literally you interfering with my life. Like, what do you mean? You know?
The voice says. Suddenly, a light fills the sky that Cersei can see even through her tightly shut eyes. You may look upon me, Cersei, most beloved of all my beloved. Look upon Hecate and know you are blessed and will be remembered. The goddess calls. Cersei opens her eyes and looks upon the goddess of magic and witchcraft. Shortly, she returns to the cave, where Diana is asleep on her bed. Cersei looks at her daughter, remembering the visions of the future that she saw in her dreams, of the hero that Diana would become. Diana suddenly opens her eyes and reaches for Cersei. I had a bad dream, Diana whispers as Cersei lays next to her, whispering that she too had a bad dream. Diana yawns and pulls tight against her mother, asking what her dream was about. Cersei takes a moment, staring up at the rocky ceiling of their cave dwelling. The future. She finally whispers softly in the darkness. The door to the stockroom opens and Diana steps out.
That is so
her
much
magical
red.
arm returned and glowing. Thank you, my friends. My strength has fully returned. I owe you a debt, and it will
She
not
has to
be
do
forgotten.
all of that to
Diana
get the
says
arm
as she
back every
moves to
time?
wash the
That
dried blood
sucks.
from her body. She moves towards the door, preparing to head back out to battle the Tetracide. But she is shocked as she looks at the pier, as smoke and fire show the creature's path into the city. By Hecate, no, Diana whispers. She leaps into the air, flying back into the city. She hovers close to the massive monster, trying to think of some way to stop its advance. The people of Gateway City can't hear the death sound, so they are not coming to the monster. Instead, it has gone looking for them. Every step shakes the earth, and buildings quake and crumble at its passing. Suddenly, an idea springs into mind, and Diana flies back out of the city. She returns to the ocean and hovers over the place where her sword disappeared beneath the waves. She begins to cast another spell, and the ocean begins to bubble. Finally, the blade breaks
this
free of
is
the
the
waters
blade.
and
Okay.
returns to her hands. Hello, my friend. I've had a very big idea for you. You're going to love it, Diana says with a smile. She reaches into her bag and pulls out a potion bottle. Another quick spell, and the red liquid inside begins to bubble. Diana throws the potion onto the beach, and the air is suddenly filled with the screeches and cries of humanity. Horror and fear echo throughout the beach. Inside the city, the Tetracide suddenly turns. It begins to move back towards the beach, drawn to the sounds of anguish that it yearns for. Waiting at the pier, Diana has begun to cast another spell, this time on her sword. It begins to glow green, and as the spell finishes, it grows even larger. Yet
Okay.
Diana still wields it as if it were as light as a feather. She leaps into the sky, holding a sword so massive that it could stand against the likes of the Tetracide. Yet the monster does not seem to notice as it continues towards the cries of anguish. Diana hovers over the great monster, ready to strike with her blade. Finally, she shouts an order to Pegasus, who blasts the Tetracide with hellfire. The monster looks up and opens its mouth in a roar. Diana responds with her own battle cry and charges downward. The sword is pointed at the monster's mouth, and there is a sickening
She
sound as the
cleaved it
metal
down the
pierces the
middle.
great
My
monster,
goodness.
cutting it in two. The monster trembles for a moment before falling to the side, defeated. Victorious, Diana walks away, with news cameras capturing the entire ordeal. Meanwhile, in the Oval Office, The president is watching the event unfold. He looks at a nearby woman. Kale, you're the national security advisor. Advise already, he demands. The blonde woman turns to him. Mr. President, even if she killed that thing, I'd say we still have a very big problem on our hands. And there you have it. The Tetracide has
I was not expecting the sword to be that massive. But you know what? Makes sense given how large that beast Tetracide was. And this one does a lot more magic than I would have thought. Like, ordinarily I know like Diana has like magical capabilities, but to actually see her like doing spells like this to this degree, it's very interesting. I'm not used to it, but I'm liking it a lot. Like I said, I do like how different these absolute versions of these characters are. And she is making quick work of each of these enemies who show up. Like, quick work. But they always just keep popping back up even stronger for some reason. So we'll see what happens with the next enemy that she faces in the next issue. For now, I am going to get out of here. If you enjoyed my reaction to this, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next video. See ya.